Hello, this is a video for all of those of you who are learning Trinity Grade 1, ready for your exam. If you're doing ABRSM, best not to watch this one because it's slightly different. Okay, so first of all, if you're still here and you are doing Trinity, can you try playing D major with me with a long first note and a long top note? And we're just using the D string and the A string with wide twos. Here we go. 3, 4. Now you have to play that one for your exam, and also the same thing but starting on open A. So it's just the same notes like this. 3, 4. So that's A major. Now those two I think are the quite easy ones. You also have to learn the arpeggios for those, which we take steps and skips in them. So we only have to play a certain number of those notes, not all of the notes in the scale. For the arpeggio, it's like a chord. So the notes are D in the D major one, D, D2, open A, and A3, which is D, F sharp, A, D at the top, high D, and back down again, A, F sharp, D. Let's give that a try very slowly. The only long note in this is the last note. 3, 4. Here it is on A for A major arpeggio. 2, 3. The next thing you have to do is D minor, 5 notes, ascending and descending, which means going up and coming down. So if you can do a 4th finger, which I hope you can by now, it's best to just stick on the D string, and when you get to the 5th note, that will be number 4. Okay, if that makes sense, because we're starting on open D, rather than crossing over for the A string just for 1 note, which we don't really want to do unless you're really finding those 4s tricky. Okay, so here we are. We're going to play sad 2s now, which are actually low 2s. So let's have a go at that. Because that's only half a scale really, we don't do the long key note at the beginning, we just play through up and down. Okay, we also have to be able to do slurred bows, which is when you slur 2 notes in 1 bow. So we're still traveling the same direction and we change left hand finger, but we don't change the bow. So I'll take A major to show you that. You don't slur in the bottom and top note, you only slur the other notes in between. So it's 1 long key note and then up in 2 notes, down, up, long on its own, and then up, down, up, down. So make sure with all the scales that you do your slurred bowings. For the arpeggios, you don't need to slur for this grade. So that's good news. Now, the other thing that we've got to do is C major and G major. And these both share the same fingering. They both have low 2s. What you've got to remember is that to play C major, you've got to start with 3 fingers on the G string. And you go on up all the way to low 2 on A and then back down again. So we're going to start with that one. Let's try. 3 fingers on G, 3, 4. Now to do G major, we have to put 3 fingers on the D string. This is where people get confused. Just because it's G major, it doesn't necessarily start on the open G. You can play G major starting open G, but not for this exam. For this exam, you need to start 3 fingers on the D string. It's really, really important that you get that right and remember it. So 3 fingers on D. Here we go, G major. 3, 4. Now we also have to do the arpeggios of those two. So I'm going to tell you the numbers of the fingers you're going to use, and hopefully that will help you. You're going to start on the G string for C major arpeggio with a 3. You're going to play 3, then D1, which is E. So 3, 1, and then 3 on D, then low 2 on A, then back to 3 on D, D1, and then G3. That's C, E, G, C, G, E, C. Let's see if we can do that. I was singing slightly lower than the right notes. Hopefully that doesn't matter. 3rd finger, there we go. 2, 3. 3, D1, 3, low 2 on A, back to D3, 1, 3. We'll do that slowly. G3, D1, D3, low 2 on A, back to D3, 1, G3. And it needs to be smooth and a little bit faster. G major arpeggio is the same, but starting 3 on the D. The only other thing that you need to do now are your technical exercises and your bowing exercise. Now the bowing exercise, you can choose any scale, but it has to be played from memory like all the scales. And you do 2 crotchet notes, so 2 1-beat notes on every note. So we repeat each note. Each note happens twice. And we can do a long note on the end. So let's take D major. 3, 4. Hopefully you got that one. That's the bowing exercise. So when you're asked for your bowing exercise, you have to name which scale you're going to play it on. So don't just stand there and go, oh, I don't know. So remember to make sure you choose. I think D major is a good choice, nice and easy. Now, technical exercises. So in this, you have to play your open strings. And we play it like this. We slur G and D together. G, then D. Then we play them as a double stop together, as both strings at once. Here we go. Then D and A. Then down to A and E, down, E, then up A, and then together twice. Violin slightly out of tune, then let's try that again. So we're slurring G and D together, then playing them together. D and A together, separate, and then play them together. Slurred, sorry. D and A slurred, you knew what I mean. And then play them together. And then A and E slurred in and down, E and A slurred in and up, then together twice to finish. One more time. Then we can have a cup of tea. 3, 4. Hopefully that will make sense. Enjoy practicing your scales. Practice them every day.